So welcome everybody to the Methods Shifting Learners from Conformity to Uncertainty, Creativity and Reflective workshop. Today, Kath and I are going to be discussing a wonderful traditional fresco workshop that we were hoping to conduct in Spain, but instead we did it at Macquarie University in Sydney this year.
So the workshops were designed for fun, to learn through relating to different aspects of the creative process, through scaffolding imagination, to help people actually let go of uncertainty and bring in imagination and taking on a risk-taking attitude. We're trying to integrate understandings connected to imagination, levels of creativity with expression and inventiveness.
So with the workshops, it was all about going through the levels of creativity. And we moved first through dabbling with self-expression and play, where the students explored different mediums and tried to just get a feel for what it was like to experiment and explore. And we're encouraging a lot of risk-taking through this process. The second level that we were looking at is technical skills. There were a few technical skills that were discussed where we looked at the width and the height of the plaster that was required for it not to break, and how you could carve away certain sections with which would allow it to create a wall or a river where the plaster would go. And these technical skills are a second level of creativity, finally moving into the third level of creativity, which is inventiveness. So we actually gave the students all these unusual materials so that they could come up with some way of inventing new ways of creating.
One of the most important aspects of the workshop is to engage the participants in reflection. That's reflection before, in and on practice. And after grounding in place through music, relaxation, the aim of it is to shift from a cognitive stance to a more embodied stance. So helping people letting go of their tendencies to focus in the head and trying to bring them into bodily sensations and feelings that can help them to express what is actually inner as opposed to what's coming from outer. So dialogue becomes a really important part then of how people engage with what they've experienced in the workshop and what it brings up and the insights that emerge as a result of the process.
So, so the findings of this workshop and other workshops that we've been conducting over the last couple of years is that it's very important to give the right kind of time and space within the creative environment that allows for these uncertainties to unravel and for creativity to grow and be unleashed. We really need people to be risk-taking, to be giving it a go and just experimenting new ways of being and seeing and doing. And the other thing that we came up with was building resilience. Resilience can actually be problematic. In 21st century societies, we see an increasing need for creativity, flexibility, adaptiveness, and we need to disrupt and shift learners from that conformity to becoming more innovative as a way of dealing with complexity, uncertainty, and change.
So the specific purpose of the workshop was to cultivate creativity in transdisciplinary spaces, using experiential learning strategies through artistic exploration of media to stimulate reflective practice. The workshops begin with ritual breathing, and we've done these workshops all over the world now. We understand that the relaxing music while meditating on poetry to inspire or stimulate learners' imagination is a really important part of the process to help participants disengage from that cognitive stance. Being in this embodied state then creates a sense of calmness and reflexivity as participants experience shifts from what is known to uncertainty through their artistic and the aesthetic material exploration. The traditional fresco painting methods were another of the ways that we had experimented with to see what actually engaged participants. We've worked with watercolors on plasterboards, we've worked with Chinese brush painting, and we've worked singularly with people, and we've worked with them in pairs, and we've worked through dialogue then in terms of how people express the reflective component of the process. So these hands-on workshops demonstrate how intercultural higher educational programs can focus on processes for change of the individual, change in looking at different perspectives, but also change in the culture of the institution that you're working within, while building confidence and resilience in learners when they respond to the provocations of their own imagination.
And thank you very much for listening to us today, and we hope that you enjoyed the workshop.
Thank you.